search that exactly, and maybe if they search Lupe Fiasco body of work, that song exactly, maybe then beneath that, our video will show up. Our clip will show up. That's how I want to grow. It really starts with you guys sharing it with your friends. This is from Chuck, Lupe Fiasco, body of work featuring Toi and Terrace Martin, 3 in French.
Yeah, so I've been trying to think of a.
That's next.
I've been trying to think of a Lupe track for a while. I really like him, and
Yeah, Joe brought up Lupe a few weeks ago, didn't you, Joe?
Did I?
Maybe not.
Don't try to put them back together. No, just bite my tongue so wear like a scarlet letter.
I've always loved you.
Quiet in the court for the courtship. Marriage of the dork and the gorgeous. Took her from the king of the corpses. He revolved, jumped a wall in the fort with the horses. This is for a toe. Bojangles was tapping in Morse code. At least to the madman genius. Tap top secrets and more gold.
All of you.
From the guts of the mother, Campbell should move her undercover. With a $3,000 son, she just wanna love her and somebody else to come and try and drug her. Take off the grill, she done. Pure celebrating, we won. In the system of the women never knew we had it in them. This condition when the world that they make them become.
None of you.
Cocaine and new high-tech ways, smuggle whole things.
I've always loved you.
From the control range that make radio heads with gold brains.
All of you.
They bought 84 Jags on gold chains. Developing nicks from a whole name. God is great, but it's snakes on my soul plane.
Lots of full of bones. Don't try to put them back together. No, just bite my tongue so wear like a scarlet letter.
Is that Terrace Martin or Toi?
I think that's
That's just my anatomy. Will be the death of me anatomy.
I believe Terrace Martin comes in on the saxophone.
Tell me what to do.
Limo to the
MC.
limit, fill it to the brim, get in it. You can't
No,
get it if you
instrumental.
gotta ask.
Make you
Oh.
pretty.
In that case, I want 2 masks. Bottom class, dollar cash, popping tags, dropping trash in shopping bags. To Hakeem, take our pocket cash.
Am I beautiful?
Ride it in lights, Molly in the body of Christ. Drive me to the lobby from heights.
Trust me.
Then over the threshold to redeem the doorway. 14 bras like the king of Norway. 14 bras having dreams of foreplay. 14 arms, Shiva. Viva la cool. If the government get it, I'm a fool.
Lots of full of bones. Don't try to put them back together. No, just bite my tongue so wear like a scarlet letter. Anatomy would be the type of me. Anatomy, that's just my anatomy.
That sounds like a band behind him.
Be the type of me.
It's a real bass guitar. That's not a synth.
Yeah. Sanskrit dance on the page of the dead book. Don't leave the restroom with the left foot. Flags of Tibet, to death, flesh. Release the leash on the fast car. Feet on the keys, fall asleep in a Jaguar. The tip of thy sword is white. Am I a knight? Am I black? Am I light? Have I been this? Realize my begin when I find where my end is. Oedipus Rex. Motherfucker, this better than sex. Material poached in the love of my mother. Currency soaked in the blood of my father.
Will you cry for me?
Sky bury you, let the wind carry you, Father. Then I could.
Live forever.
An anatomy, not of me, not me to it, not me to it. Eyes of the eye and others watching me do it. Adapting each rubric, Kubrick and plotting tone. Lots of bones, skulls to the top of tone. To skim through it, it's just skin to it. It's so thin, you see the sense through it.
Lots of full of bones. Don't try to put them back together. No, just bite my tongue so wear like a scarlet letter. Anatomy will be the type of me. Anatomy, that's just my anatomy. Anatomy will be the type of me. Anatomy.
Hey, Danielle. Joe is as old as hip hop, by the way, just so you know.
I think this is Terrace Martin on the saxophone.
Okay. talked about avant-garde before.
Yeah.
Like you hear jazz, you hear pop, you hear soul, you hear
There's
like borderline confusing for me.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and to be honest, like the best way I can describe how I feel about a song like that is like I just don't get it. You know, I just don't get what they're. It's new school. Like it's new for me. Like my hip hop tastes, like I said, like 90 to 94. That's kind of my ideal era. Like that's the stuff that I like the most. And this is like the exact opposite of that, right? This is like new and avant-garde and cutting edge and blending genres and all the stuff that it's great. It's great for music. It's great for hip hop. Like it's good for the music. It's good for the genre. But I just don't really relate to it as much. We got someone coming in the chat right now. We got Lady Poetic. Lady Poetic is here. As soon as you turn your camera on, Lady Poetic, we'll get you in the show. You guys, you know Lady Poetic, Chuck? She's been on my podcast before.
I think so.
As soon as she's here, as soon as she gets her camera going, we'll get her in the show. But yeah, I mean, just really good, really talented, tons of skill, tons of musicianship, but just doesn't do it for me. Like that's a 7 for me.
Fair?
Yeah, I would listen to it, and I'd probably like it more each time I listen to it. But I'm just saying, as a first listen, it was too confusing for me. I didn't really follow it. Too new school for me. I'm working on it though. I'm working on being a little more lenient in that. Yeah, 7. What are you saying, Chuck?
Oh, it's Joe's next if we're sticking on the screen order.
Okay, we'll stick clockwise. I just like Joe anchoring because Joe's hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, well, so I mean, I like it. This whole album is kind of very much one of those kind of WTF kind of albums, and you know, where you know, it's after a couple of listens you kind of start to piece together like what the fuck is he talking about, and you know, I don't know, I like all the kind of complicated pieces put together, and there's enough elements there that holds me enough to want to listen to it kind of several times to start trying to piece it together. So
I feel the same way. I think I need to listen to it more times
so,
to get it.
You know, like that for me is a solid 8.5 or 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's a solid 9 for me. I really like that kind of track.
Yeah, that seems up your alley.
There's some tracks that are kind of real cryptic like that I don't like, and I think a lot of A$AP Rock is like that just are not for me because they don't have a lot of those other elements in there to want to keep me coming back to it. So yeah, and that's what I liked about this.
I like A$AP Rock in small doses, like 1 track a month. You know, and that keeps me liking them. You know, I don't want to. It's just because you can't. If you listen to 3 in a row, you only really listen to 1. Because I'm still thinking about the first one. You know, he's so complicated. What are you saying, Joe, about this Lupe Fiasco track?
Well, I can appreciate what Lupe was trying to do with that track. Lupe isn't quite my type of hype. I mean, it is hip hop. The dude has bars, but him trying to take it to like another level, I can respect it. Mm-hmm. Can I get down with it? Probably not. But
you feel the exact same way I do, man. You just explained it in a different way. You know, same thing.
Some of his bars, man, were just like, you know, I guess him, you know, just trying to be a little bit different with it. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Like I said, you know, it just wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. But it was still a strong track, and you know, Lupe is the caliber of artist that he can get other musical superstars on tracks with him, like that guy that was playing. I don't know what it was, a saxophone or something. I mean, he was killing it. You know what I mean? The beat was you know, it was like a half step off kind of thing, and I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I was watching that the People's Party podcast, Talib Kweli, and he was interviewing Black Thought. I was watching that today, And Lupe Fiasco, I think, is like an evolution of Black Thought. You know, like you look at the Roots, they got a band. Like there was obviously a real bass player in that track. Like he's branching out into musicians. Like Black Thought is an actor and a musician, and he's not just an MC. Yeah, he's one of the best lyricists there is, but he's also so much more than that. And I think Lupe's one of those guys that doesn't really hip hop doesn't. It's too small for him. You know, like he seems like a guy who kind of needs to grow outside the box a little bit, which I don't really like, to be honest. But people need to do that. Like I don't really like that. I like old school hip hop. You know, that's what I like. I like aggressive old school bars. But that being said, Lady Poetic is in the backstage, but her camera is not on yet. So, Lady Poetic, I will bring you on the show as soon as you get your camera on. I'll be able to see when you turn your camera on. So that's how I know you're ready. So when you're ready, turn your camera on and we will get you into it. 50% say yes. So unfortunately, that is not going on the playlist. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I knew it would be a bit of a risk, you know, but
cutting edge.
It is what it is. So.
Okay, cool. Well, that was awesome. I enjoyed it. Just not really my thing. It's, I mean, one of those things I could get down with. If it was out at a party, I'd probably strike up a conversation about it. It makes me think, which is good. Just if I'm looking to blast and headbang in my car, not what I'm listening to.
Yeah, if I was smoked out, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
if you're a bit
give
bad.
yourself about 6 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, if I was bad.
About 6 minutes, it's going to be kicking in, brother. Let's go to the next one.